Hey guys, this is Jeff with Tenicor. We're here today in this awesome little warehouse. I have Nick Studt, who is our head of operations. Nick is an avid bow hunter, and he's gonna show me how to shoot this thing. So Nick, what is your background with bows and hunting?
I've been bow hunting since I was 13. I'm from Wisconsin originally, and I've been hunting every year since. In the last 5 years, moved to Idaho and been hunting elk.
All right, so what are we gonna do?
We're gonna teach you how to shoot my bow. This bow is built for me, and so we have different body types and different arm lengths and things, so we're gonna just see how it works. We'll start with kind of the stance. So when you're shooting a bow, you want to kind of be 90 degrees to the target, and then your front foot will be kind of pointed a little bit towards the target. So a little bit back and kind of opening your hips up toward the target. The other thing to consider when you're shooting a bow is just like what you're wearing. So like a big puffy jacket is going to interfere with the string as it releases the arrow. So the grip of the bow is kind of an interesting name because you're not actually really gripping it. If you grab onto the bow like this and squeeze, which is what people really want to do, it will potentially cause torque in the bow. Okay. So the goal when you're shooting a bow is to do the same thing every single time. And so on the grip side, how you accomplish that is you've got this lifeline on your hand. Okay. And so to the, like for a right-handed shooter, to the left of that, towards your thumb, that is where you want that grip to sit. Okay. Kind of in the meaty part. And you don't want to grip the bow, as I said. You also don't want to have your hand like wide open. Okay. Because that creates tension in your hand and then potentially could induce torque into the bow. So you want your hand to be relaxed. The next step would be, so I've got an index finger release. And so, hooks onto this is called the D-loop. This is the peep sight. This is essentially the rear sighting system. This is the scope housing, and it has 4 pins inside that scope housing. The top pin in this case is a 20-yard pin. Okay. And we're shooting at like 12 yards right now. Okay. So it's gonna hit a little bit high if you put the top pin in the center of that target. The way that you align your rear peep is you really want it to be, you want kind of a ring, a halo around this, ideally. Because the arrow is lower than the sight system, you need to make sure that you are perfectly level. Otherwise, if you are angled like this, your peep, you're gonna hit left. You have a limited amount of time that you can aim, right? Okay. Because this is an 80-pound bow, and it has, roughly 75% let off. So as you get to the back of the draw stroke, it goes way down as far as holding weight. But it's still substantial. You can't just aim forever. You're gonna have to execute the shot relatively quickly.
Is that because of the equipment or just because you are gonna get fatigued?
That is because you are gonna get fatigued. Okay. And so the objective would be drawing the bow back, getting it on target right away, and then start to execute your shot. Okay. As far as the draw, you want your bow arm to be pointed right at the target during the draw stroke. And then you want how you pull the bow back, you want to use your back muscles. You don't want to use your biceps in your arms. Okay. And then as you're holding it, ideally you don't want this arm to be bent because then you're gonna use your muscles. You wanna line up your bones, and so you basically have bone on bone all the way through. Okay. And so just like you're leaning on a wall, that's kind of what you're trying to accomplish. So not hyperextended, but straight. When you're holding the bow, you want what's called anchor points. So you're trying to create consistency again. So consistency is you pull the bow back into the same position every time, because if this arrow is pointed at the center of that target, it will hit the center of that target. The question is, are you aiming the same way every time? What are the anchor points that you use on the drawback? So for me, there's this little spiky button right here. I touch this on the tip of my nose. Okay. So you may or may not be able to accomplish that, but that is what I do. And then so you've got your peep driving alignment, you've got the tip of your nose here driving alignment, and then the last piece would be my release hand. I put my thumb just below my jawline. So I've got the bow back, I've aimed it in, I'm holding position, centered the sight, leveled the sight, and I'm ready to execute my shot. And it's a trigger, and so ideally you want a surprise release. So
Okay.
squeeze the trigger, and you should be surprised when it goes off. So I will kind of do that shot sequence and kind of talk you through while I'm doing it. So I've got my feet positioned properly. I'm getting my grip set up here, and I'm gonna draw the bow and get my anchor points, and I'm aiming. I'm level. And I'm gonna execute the shot, and that's it. You ready?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do this thing.
So if you wanted to try to just get everything all set up with your anchor points, because that's gonna be the first time you actually know what to do now.
Yep.
You don't feel like you need to shoot. Like you could get everything set up and let down too. That is an option.
Okay.
So
I am going to hook this on here. So not grip, not open. And I'm going to point that at the thing. Whoa, there we go. Look at that, a sight. Okay, that is a very hefty bow. All right.
yeah, that's good.
I flinched, for sure. I don't know if you saw that. It's my back muscles. Any pointers?
I think it might be an aiming problem, but it also could be the bow is built for me, not you.
Okay.
And so
that's
it could be just where you're going to hit is there.
probably
There's
good
different-
because that is consistent, right?
Yeah, right. So if the third one goes in that region, that would be a pretty good thing. Relax your hand, front hand.
How'd I do?
I think you did great. Yeah. We probably
Right
would that bow is a little bit too long for you.
Okay.
So we would want to get a bow that has a shorter draw length, and then the poundage is too much.
Yep.
So we would go down to 70 or
weight.
65.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Good. I need a weak man's bow. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So we're gonna get my first interaction with an 80-pound bow, because I've never shot an 80-pound bow, and we want to see, can I even pull the thing back? All right. Oh, see, I did it. Why is that funny? Did I hit the intended thing? Yeah, I didn't hit the wall. There's probably a bubble thing in there that I was supposed to line up, huh?
Yeah, we didn't
all right.
we didn't
Why
go
is
over
that-
any of that.
Have you ever seen this thing? With Mr. Oh, Navy SEAL. All right, there you go. I was able to draw the bow,
And you hit the target.
and I kind of hit the target.